Attention! Go!
We move up to the start for this heat in the Prince Albert with the club from Orca in the Netherlands against Imperial College London. And we've got Imperial on the right, the crew from Orca in the Netherlands on the left. And this is University Coxed Fours, and we can see a bit of movement within the Imperial College crew to the right. The body's not quite going where you might want them to, in terms of you see them just coming away from their riggers at the finish of the stroke rather than just coming around the rigger, and that's not a particularly efficient way to row the boat.
Yes, Imperial College have got a strong history at Henley. Not so much in recent years. They won this event in 2013, but haven't come into this event looking one of the strong contenders for the student Coxed Fours of race that we're seeing in front of us now. And no doubt the crew from Utrecht, the students from Orca, are much stronger in the middle of the race. We saw at the start they moved out well, but then have consolidated throughout the rest of the race, and now as they come into the second half of the race, they've opened up a good margin over the local crew from Imperial College.
That's right, we've got a number of good entries from the Netherlands here. They brought their Olympic 8, they brought their Olympic pair, and this is another strong Dutch crew that we're going to see here. This crew actually won the elite Coxed Fours at the Hollenbecker, beating crews from Nerhaus, from Brooks, from Lager. So we expect them to be pretty strong contenders here in this University Coxed Fours event.
And the Dutch very strong in student rowing. It's where most of the rowing gets done in Holland at universities, and they continue to row for their universities well into their careers, and that's what we're seeing from the crew from Orca out comfortably in the closing stages. They've moved well past Renan Club, but probably at the mile signal now, and able to look back at the Imperial College crew. One of the great things about rowing is that when you're in front, you can look at anybody who's behind you and hold off, where possible, any challenge that might come. It's unique in that respect. Everywhere else, it's the person coming from behind in all other sports who has the benefit of being able to see what their opponent is doing. But one of the amazing things about rowing is, apart from the coxswains who can see everything, the athletes in the leading crews are the ones that get that advantage.
And this crew from Orca will know they're in total control of this race. And like you say, student rowing in the Netherlands, it's a really interesting scene, the way that I think the students really commit to running their clubs. I've had some good experiences going over there, working, doing some races at Nerhaus, and noticing how the students really step up to running the clubs and then coaching the next level down.
Yes, and it's not something that just happens during the student years. They remain attached for many years to come. I suppose it's the same at all universities, but Dutch rowing is particularly famous for that aspect of it. And they come to Henley because there are particular specialised student races, such as this one. The Prince Albert Challenge Cup is for student Coxed Fours, and so well suited to the Dutch crews.
We're delighted to have them here. The Dutch crews usually bring a bit of colour, they bring a bit of fun. They sometimes bring a bit of swimming, don't they?
Yes, when they win, the tradition is for their club mates to swim out to the boat, much to the ire of officials in some countries at some regattas. I'm not sure that the stewards would be very much in favour of it.
I think the stewards have probably passed that one. I think that would be allowed. It's all part of the tradition. Now, I know it didn't happen to Lucerne this year. The Dutch men's 8 won the one at Lucerne on the Rotsee, and I know there was all swimming was banned.
Well, the stewards are a very flexible lot, as you know, Greg, and they'd be happy to see the Dutch celebrating in a very Dutch way, but not today. There's still 3 more days of racing after today, and the Dutch may go some distance in this event, the student Coxed Fours for the Prince Albert Challenge Cup.
I think you're right. That's a very strong performance there we see from the crew from the Netherlands. We have a look here on the crew from Imperial College. I think they've done well getting out here and competing. They've stuck to their guns, stuck to their task. We see them now taking the applause. There's a little bit of sunshine comes onto the enclosures. Much needed, I think, for all the supporters. And we see the crew from Imperial now crossing the line. as the crew from Orca there can relax and celebrate that win in the Prince Albert as AUSR Orca over Imperial College.